Missouri lawmakers passing a bill that would ban abortions at 8 weeks of pregnancy and is expected to be signed into law by the state's GOP governor. Missouri now just one of the many states acting against abortion. So where do all the states now stand? Here to break it down is Alison Howard Centofante, director at Live Action, a pro-life nonprofit group. Thank you so much for being here to break this down for us. All right, so we're going to go through this. We're going to take a look first. The states that have passed abortion restrictions.
Absolutely. So these states here have passed either a heartbeat bill, a fetal heartbeat, or an outright ban, which you see in Alabama. And we're going to support any law that protects preborn children, right? This is the logical, loving conclusion of acknowledging what's happening in prenatal development, embryology. There's life in the womb. These states are stepping up, and they're not playing small ball anymore. They're going for it.
We're going to go through these states. So Missouri stands for the Unborn Act. We'll start there.
Absolutely. So this is an 8-week bill. At 8 weeks, this baby has legs, arms, a heartbeat. They're acknowledging that, and they've said, look, we're going to protect this baby. And this does not have a rape incest exception. Let's talk about that outright. These exceptions are not needed. If you believe and you know that there's a life in that womb, then you protect them all. Your worth, your identity, your humanity has nothing to do with your conception. It has everything to do with you being a part of our human family.
Controversial, nonetheless, though, without those exceptions. It is. Okay, so then we have the Georgia Life Act. This has been talked about quite a bit.
So Georgia's another heartbeat bill. So a heartbeat is at 6 weeks it's detected. They're saying, look, if society acknowledges life is done when a heartbeat stops, surely we can acknowledge life is there when it begins. So that's what heartbeat bills are doing. In Georgia, pretty different, pretty cool. They acknowledge that this child is a person, because Roe v. Wade, Justice Blackmun said, if you can acknowledge personhood of that child, Roe collapses because the 14th Amendment would have to defend that child. So that's what they're looking at.
And what about exceptions here on this one?
So exceptions here, look, it deals with extreme cases for the mother.
Okay.
But rape incest is, again, if you know there's life in there, you've got to defend it all.
Okay, let's keep going through. Now we have states expanding abortion laws. You look at, of course, New York, what we're in right now. So interesting here to parallel the states that are saying, you know, these abortion laws, they need to be changed in favor of life, and those that are saying, hold on a second, no, we need to do more in the direction of pro-choice, and we need to look at that.
Right.
Interesting dynamic of the contrast that we saw between the screen we had before and this one.
Right. And as we get closer to reconsidering Roe, you're going to see states like New York, Virginia, go for abortion through all 9 months. But I think it's woken up the American people. That's not where most people are. About 75% of Americans would limit abortion after the first trimester. So you're seeing them step up. They're advocating their legislators to speak up for them and protect the most innocent among us.
Okay, and now we're going to go to the California Reproductive Privacy Act. What's this about?
This is scary. In California, they are now allowing abortions up to the point of viability, and they're allowing non-medical doctors to perform abortions. This should frighten us all. The reality is Live Action and other pro-life organizations have advocated against abortion. The reality of the procedure, they can't even find abortion doctors to do these abortions. So they're moving on to non-medical professionals. And with Kermit Gosnell and a woman dying from an untrained medical staffer performing an abortion, that should concern us all.
That's terrifying just from the perspective of safety. I don't care, even regardless of where you stand on the issue, safety should be first.
Yeah.
And we're going to end with the New York Reproductive Health Act, right here in New York.
Yeah, I think you guys have done a great job talking about this. The nation knows New York passed a crazy abortion law that goes through all 9 months. Cuomo lit up the Empire State Building. And people went, that's not where I stand. I am not okay with third trimester abortions. And they're starting to have these amazing conversations about humanity, dignity. How do we look out for each other? How do we actually take care of women that are in unplanned pregnancies? I know amazing women in this city who are birth doulas, who are looking out to support unplanned pregnancies. We need to do better than pitting a woman against her child and saying abortion is your only solution. You shouldn't have to kill in order to succeed. And that's what Americans are saying in these other states.
With so much of the country opposing, take you back to the beginning, with so much of the country opposing late-term abortion, I find it really odd that folks on the left would be unable to answer a basic question of, like Amy Klobuchar on The View, of yes, I oppose late-term abortion. Even if you're pro-choice, safe and legal and rare is not what's happening anymore. So how are they going to frame this moving forward in order to win a general election if they are advocating for late-term abortion?
I have no idea. Not a single presidential candidate has deviated at all from what you're saying, that all through 9 months for any reason kind of language, which isn't where the American people stand, thankfully. We're glad about that. And we're just going to keep advocating for the rights of the child. It'll be a big debate heading into the election as well.
Important to note, a lot of pro-life women out there are being warriors on this issue right now, saying we are standing for life. Because there's always that talking point, right, that it's anti-woman to be pro-life. Well, women are coming out and saying, you know what, no, it's not. I'm fighting for life. So thank you so much for being here. here. This is tough stuff that you just broke down. Really
Thanks,
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it.